Hi everyone and welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be crocheting this basket, and for this project I'm working with some size 4 medium weight yarn, and this is just the Big Twist value brand and the color is cream, and you're going to need all 380 yards in the skein. I'll also be using a size H or 8 or 5mm crochet hook. And this pattern does have a precursor tutorial video, and that is my how to crochet a flat circle using the double crochet stitch. And I will link to that in the description. So I crocheted 10 rows and my last row has 120 double crochets, but you can adjust this to any size that you want as long as you use that pattern, because each row has the correct number of stitches to create this pattern. And once you've gotten your base to your desired size, then we're going to start our crossing basket weave. So what we're going to do first is skip our first 3 stitches, and the first stitch of this row is the current stitch where we placed our slip stitch. So these 3 stitches, and we're going to place a triple crochet in our 4th stitch. Then we're going to place 1 triple crochet in the following 2 stitches. And once you have your 3 triple crochets in place, go back to your skipped stitches and you want to pull them forward so that you're working them in front of your triple crochets. So something like this. And I find if I hold them, it works a lot better. From here, we're going to place a triple crochet in each of our 3 skipped stitches, starting with the first skipped stitch. And again, you want to be working these in front of your triple crochets. So from here, we're just going to repeat that process. So we're going to skip our next 3 stitches and then place a triple crochet in the following 3 stitches. And once you have your 3 triple crochets in place, then you're going to pull your skipped stitches forward and place a triple crochet in each of those skipped stitches, starting with the first one. So from here, we're just going to repeat that pattern going all the way around our row, and you should have the same number of triple crochet stitches that you did double crochet stitches in the previous row. And when you get to the end of your row, your pattern should look something like this. So from here, we're going to skip our slip stitch right here, and we're going to place 1 slip stitch in our next 3 stitches. And you will be working in these slip stitches, so you want to keep them sort of loose. And after you place your 3 slip stitches, then we're going to follow a similar pattern to the last row. So just like the last row, we're going to skip our first 3 stitches. And for this row, your next stitch counts as your first stitch right here. So again, we're going to skip those first 3, and then we're going to place a triple crochet in the following 3 stitches. Just like that. And here's where the pattern is different. So in the last row, we pulled our skipped stitches forward. For this row, we're going to work them behind our triple crochets like this. So you're going to want to kind of push the triple crochet stitches forward so you can see your 3 skipped stitches from behind. And just like before, we're going to place 1 triple crochet in each of our skipped stitches, starting with the first skipped stitch. And so now we are starting to create our basket weave. And we're just going to repeat that going around our row. So what we're going to do is skip our next 3 stitches and then place 1 triple crochet in each of the following 3 stitches. And working in our 3 skipped stitches from behind this time, we're going to place 1 triple crochet in each of them. So go ahead and repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, and I'll meet back up with you to show you what to do with our 3 slip stitches here. And when you get back toward the end of your row here, you can see we have our 3 slip stitches right here, and then this is where our new row began. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip our next 3 stitches, and we're going to place our triple crochet in the following 3 stitches, which are our slip stitches. And then we're going to work in our 3 skipped stitches from behind, just like we've been doing for the entire row. And so now your row should look something like this. And what we're going to do is place 1 slip stitch in each of our next 3 stitches, just like we did in the last row. And the pattern for this row is going to be just like the first row, except we did have these 3 slip stitches. So we're going to skip our next 3 stitches and we're going to place 1 triple crochet in the following 3 stitches. And then working back in our skipped stitches, we're going to pull them to the front like this. We're going to place 1 triple crochet in each of our 3 skipped stitches from the front, just like we did in the first row. And so that is it. We're just going to repeat that process going around our row, making sure that we're working in front of our triple crochets this time. And at the end of your row, you're going to work in your slip stitches just like we did at the end of our last row. So from here, we're just going to repeat these last 2 rows. So we're going to slip stitch into our next 3 stitches, and then we're going to place our triple crochets just like we've been doing, alternating between working in front of and behind our triple crochets. And that's all we're going to do to build the body of the basket. And I went ahead and repeated those 2 rows until I had a total of 12 rows of my basket weave. But of course you can create as many rows as you would like to fit your basket needs. So at the end of our row, we're going to place a slip stitch in our first triple crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to place 1 single crochet back in that same stitch where we just placed our slip stitch. And then we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch in our row. So when you get to the end of your row, you should have a total of 120 single crochet stitches. And at the end of your row, you want to skip your slip stitch as well as your chain 1, and you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet. And for our next row, we're going to chain 1 and place 1 single crochet back in that same stitch. and then we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch in our row again. And at the end of your row, just like before, you're going to skip your slip stitch as well as your chain 1, and you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet. And we're going to repeat that last row 3 times so that we have a total of 5 rows of our single crochet stitch. And once you have your 5 rows of single crochets, then you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet like normal, and then we're going to cut and tie off our yarn. And I'm just going to hide my tail down the inside of my basket. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were making this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.